The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchorman, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories for you guys from 4 freebies. We've got more drama with Spotify. We've got a fire new synth out there. But our top story today comes from UVI. It looks like UVI has recently just dropped a brand new piano. It would be their version of the augmented piano. It's called Aurora. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So when you open up Aurora, it is going to look like this. You will use it in your UVI factory. UVI factory is free, by the way, but Aurora is, I believe, $139. I know I'm a little bit late to this, about a week and a half or so, but I just got my hands on it today and I was like, I'm definitely gonna have to put this in the newscast because this thing sounds good. When you push it down, basically, it's going to sound like this. So it's pretty expressive. This thing, I believe, has over 200 combinations of pianos, textures, and atmospheres. So boom, we'll go ahead and click on this. And as you see here, it's got a bunch of different presets up in here, from natural to augmented to motion. You got ambient, you got process, and all that other stuff over here. We're just gonna go ahead and take a listen to a few of the presets. I'll go ahead and go to another one of the natural pianos just so you guys can hear what it sounds like. We'll go to this radio felt. All right, we've got it loaded up. Let's check it out. It sounds pretty solid. Let's go ahead and check out another one. All right, so we're over here in augmented now. Let's check out some of these. So you can hear the rain with that one. It sounds pretty solid. Let's go ahead and check out just a few more. All right, so now we've got some motion ones loaded up, and these ones sound pretty fire. So pretty solid, just one note's gonna sound like. So you know what I'm saying, it's a pretty good preset. So here's another motion preset. So as you guys can see, this one's got some really solid pianos in here, all kinds of different stuff. I believe there are some full sound demos on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys to those. Maybe I'll try to leave one link below in the description. But again, definitely a very solid piano plugin in my personal opinion. In breaking news, so it looks like Daniel Ek has come out with a video on his Instagram defending Spotify and how they pay artists. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the video.
Hey everyone, so about a week ago, Spotify announced that we've now paid out more than $9 billion to the music industry in 2023. And that in the entire history of Spotify, we've now paid out more than $48 billion.
So yes, you may have paid out $9 billion, but think about how much more money artists would have made if Spotify didn't exist and wasn't really the main platform in which people had to put their music out on. because CDs and stuff like that don't exist anymore. So yeah, you may have paid out $9 billion. Kudos to that. But spread across to all the artists and the devaluation that you guys have put on music, $9 billion isn't enough. But carry on.
The reason why I'm doing this video is I'm getting a lot of questions around artist payouts. Spotify does not pay out to artists individually. So when we pay out, we do pay out to record companies, to publishers, and to collecting societies.
So remember this right here, okay? So they pay out to record labels, distribution companies, and all that. So just remember that here for some more of this nonsense he's going to talk about.
Societies, which means that sometimes when I see these kind of artist statements around an artist making X, etc., it's really difficult for me to pinpoint why that is, because it can depend on some of these contracts that artist or composer ended up having with their publisher or with their record company.
You only pay us 0.0003 cents. So it doesn't matter what deal I have because I go through DistroKid, but I know how much money you guys pay. So it's not a record label that's only paying me 0.0003 cents. It's you.
But then the second part is, how is it that Spotify can say, on the one hand, that we are paying out more and more back to the music industry is growing, more artists are benefiting from it, but yet anecdotally, you're hearing from artists how they are unhappy about the payouts they're getting from streaming. How could...
We're unhappy about the money that we're making from streaming because it takes 8,348 streams in order to equivalent to one CD sale, to $10. That's why we're not happy.
Those two things be true? Well, the paradox is they can be true at the same time. It is true that Spotify is paying out more and more each year. And it is also equally true that more artists than ever is benefiting from that payouts. So there are more and more artists that can live off of music, which is amazing. But at the same time, that more and more artists are trying to make it in music. So how should we think about this? Well, the best analogy that I would have is that the music industry is a very, very difficult industry to make it in, kind of similar like professional sports. So if you take football, it's played by hundreds of millions of people around the world, but yet there's a very, very small number of people that can live off of playing soccer full time. FIFA.
So here's where that is some nonsense, and that's BS. To try to compare soccer and music is nonsense, because yes, there's a lot of people that play soccer recreational and all that stuff. Not all musicians are trying to make a living off of their music, or we understand that we might not be able to make a living off our music, but we at least want to get paid for the streams that we've earned money off of. So where this analogy is completely awful about comparing it to a sports team, well, the NBA doesn't come down to the YMCA and put freaking ads for the NBA, or their advertisers, Bud Light or whoever it is, FanDuel, isn't advertising at the rec league games. But you guys are directly advertising and putting ads on our music and our streams, and we're not getting paid for the money that you're making off our streams if we don't make 1,000 streams. But you have said yourself in multiple statements that if you don't pay to the smaller artists, you have, I think it's $50 million or $100 million. I don't have the information in front of me, but I've done plenty of videos on this. You're going to give that to other artists. So where you're grossly wrong, and it's disingenuous to make a statement like this, is that you guys are making money off of us, where professional athletes aren't making money off of people who are just going out and, you know, playing football for fun, playing soccer for fun, playing whatever for fun. Their advertisers aren't out there making money off these people. It's not the same thing, and it's not even close.
FIFA tells us that there's about 100,000 people that can make it in football or soccer right now professionally, out of hundreds of millions of people that are trying. In the music industry, there's obviously hundreds of millions of people who are playing some kind of instrument or singing or playing music. And there's probably tens of millions of people who are trying to make it in the music industry. And there's more than 100,000 people that can live off of music. It's probably many hundreds of thousands, but it's not many millions. So on a percentage basis, as more and more people can make music in an affordable way with their laptops, etc., more and more people are trying. Well, the next thing that I hear is that, okay, well, I buy that you, Spotify, are paying out more and more to the music industry, but it only goes to the superstar artists. Well, out of the 9 billion that we paid out to the music industry last year, around 4.5 billion, so around half of that money went to the independent sector, which means that there's a lot of these up and coming artists that are now succeeding at Spotify, making.
But there's more independent artists than major artists. And then where it gets even more jacked up is when you think about it, the major superstars do deserve more than 4.5 billion split in between all of them. And the independent artists deserve more than that too. When you guys' net value is worth $6 billion and y'all don't even make music, but you want to pay artists 0.003 cents, that's nonsense. So ultimately, Spotify is the ones who devalued music because you don't even have to pay for Spotify to listen to music. So you can have a free Spotify account and listen to all the music that you want to. At a bare minimum, I don't understand how this isn't figured out. Like, I'm not a genius, I'm not a rocket scientist, but at a bare minimum, people should be paying $10 a month or something like that for a Spotify membership. Apple Music, whatever it is, y'all all need to get together and y'all need to charge people $10 to $20 a month to use your platform, because that's how you're going to put more value back in music, and that's how artists are going to get paid, is by you charging people for our music. You know what I'm saying? It's like the simplest solution at all. Artists were making better money back in the day because people had to spend $10 for every CD that you want. So like if you had a CD collection, you paid for all the CDs in your CD collection. How come y'all haven't gone to $10 for the basic service, $20 for a premium service? People can pay that. I mean, music isn't free. Music costs people time, effort. You have to learn. You got to pay for studio time. Y'all are all musicians watching this channel. You guys know how much time, money, and effort goes into making music. So for me, at the end of the day, this is nonsense. So the comment sections are obviously cutting this dude up, but I'm just going to read one of these comments because I think it's pretty solid. You conveniently left out the part where Spotify did backdoor equity deals with major labels that undercut all the artists and set a lower rate so the stock value would raise. And also, I've said this in many videos and I'll say this again. A lot of Spotify stockholders are either companies that own music catalogs or record labels or, just stuff like that, or companies that are invested in the record labels. They're all invested in each other. So when they make money, the music labels are basically making money from the streams, and they're making money from all their stocks and stuff like that. So it's like they're just doubling down on the money that they're making from Spotify while they pay us 0.0003 cents. All right, guys, up next, I've got another freebie for you guys today. This one is for the Contact 7 player. It is from Sound Props. If you know, they've dropped a few freebies lately, but this one is called Dusty Old Piano. So it looks like this, and it's just basically a dusty old piano, but it's really good for lo-fi. You can use it for boom bap, trap, any genre like that, pop probably. And it sounds like this. So this one's pretty expressive too. It is loud right off the jump, so you're gonna have to turn it down, but I've already turned it down, but. So it's only got the one preset. You'll see down here, it does have reverb. It's also got dynamics. You can control the hammer and the release on this thing too. And then over here, you can make it muddy or you can make it noisy. So it's not a bad plugin. Again, it's free, or it's not a bad sound library, but it is free. If you do need something like this, I definitely recommend checking it out because it sounds pretty good. The next story that I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one is also for the Contact 7 player. It's from Blueprint and it's called Textorial Violin. So this one basically sounds like this. So it's pretty cool. It's got a few different controls. You can control the dynamics, the scatter. So this basically controls the panning. It makes it sporadic from left to right. You've got delay, reverb, and then you've got 4 different articulations down here that you can go through. You can combine them or you can use them separately. And then you have atmosphere right here. So let's go ahead and let's check that out. That scatter is fire though. And then you also have down here, you have different play styles. Let's go ahead and turn some of these on. So that's pretty solid. As you can tell, you got different controls underneath this too. So you can control volume, pan, attack, and release on all these right here. Then you have additional controls here. So you can control the delay type. And then with the reverb, you can control the reverb type. So you can make it hall, shimmer, whatever it is that you're looking for. Then you also have controls right here, and you can just control the tightness and the dynamic range. If you're looking for an interesting violin, I definitely recommend checking this one out. Again, it is for the free ski. So it looks like MPC StemGate has got even more interesting. We still don't have a date on when MPC Stems is going to come out. The whole entire MPC community is up in roar. I recently just got an MPC key 37, so I've been following even more MPC content than I was before. Yo, y'all wild out here. The MPC crowd is wild. Y'all are rowdy. I tell you what, y'all definitely more rowdy than the FL gang. But let's go ahead and take a look here at this story. So it looks like Akai just dropped an Instagram, basically, I don't know what it's called. What is it, a carousel or whatever it is? And they've got some stuff right here and they've got some pictures and it's like tips for beginners on MPC 1. We have a full playlist on YouTube. Check out the Akai Academy. You go to the next one. For someone in doubt about buying MPC hardware, should I wait? Or is there a new MPC coming soon? And they're like, we can't say. How does it feel to be the most iconic sampler of all time? We love to see how much you love Akai. That's why we do it, what we do, or whatever. I guess I can't read. IR dumb. And then it says here, what are some of these best songs produced using Akai products? Michael Jackson, I Want to Rock With You. That's my jam, though. Brandy and Monica, That Boy Is Mine. Beyonce, Deja Vu, Destiny's Child, Say My Name, just to mention a few. This is where it gets spicy. So then over here, it's like, when does MPC Stems drop? And they're like, in March, enter your email to be notified when MPC Stems launch. MPC fans are nasty because the comment section is out of control. So as you look through the comment section, I'm not going to point out anything at all, but everybody's like, will you answer me beginning of March, middle of March? And you know what I'm saying? The only question is, when do we get stems? Stems, where are you at? We're all here just waiting on stems. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, but it's like, as you stroll down, it's just like stems, 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 stems. You know, it's March. When are stems going to be available? Well, they said it's going to be available in March. All right, y'all, just chill out, man. They're going to be here. They literally just dropped a brand new board last month. I'm pretty sure they're focused on trying to get more boards because the boards are all on back order. So you have to think to Akai, what's more important? Do we build more boards that cost $900, or do we hurry up and push out the stems that cost $10? Just from a business perspective, I need you guys to think about that for a second. And then there's a lot of people in the community mad because different content creators have stems. I ain't got stems, so I'm not capping. I'm not over here just blindly defending Akai, but there has to be beta testing. Like everybody's like, just drop it and patch it later if it's messed up. Look, if they were to drop these stems right now and they weren't ready to go and there was a bunch of problems, y'all would go to Akai and y'all would burn the building down. I ain't never seen anything drop in all my time of doing this that was super buggy, that didn't cause an uproar from people. And then what makes it even worse, what y'all gotta chill on, man. Look, I'm on y'all's side, but I'm like, still like, y'all gotta chill. Cause like Akai is posting performances from other people on the site, and then all you see in the comment section is stems, 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 stems. Y'all got those stems, man. Y'all got those stems, man. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all can't be killing the people who are performing. You know what I'm saying? And putting out content for y'all and spam them with stem. Just chill. They coming. They coming. If we don't get them by the end of the month, I'm gonna go hard for y'all in these videos. And speaking of taking a long time to come out, it looks like Ableton Live 12 is just recently released. I'm not gonna go ahead and go into the story. I've already talked about Ableton 12 Live for a lot of times on this newscast. Just in case you didn't know it was out already, I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it because it did come out this week. Shout out to all the Ableton users out there. I know you guys are happy because you guys finally get that upgrade that you guys deserve. I know I give Ableton users a lot of slack, but it's just all fun and games. Whatever DAW you use to make your music, man, make that music. I just go hard because I want Ableton to do for y'all like, you know, FL does for us. You know what I mean? All right, guys, I've got another freebie for you guys today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did download this plugin, but I didn't really get the opportunity to use it. Basically, it is Flanders Tech releases substitute modular synthesizer. The only reason I didn't really get to use it was because I don't really know anything about modular synths, and I didn't want to be disingenuous and, you know what I'm saying, act like I'm an expert in that area. So I have it pulled up in that little demo that I was putting together just a second ago with the other freebies, but I'm not really good with patching stuff. That's not really my area of expertise, but I did want to bring it to the channel because it's free. It looks pretty solid. It does have a lot of controls. So with this, it's a free modular virtual analyze synthesizer. With this, you're gonna get a pair of oscillators with your usual waveforms, and you get full control over the tuning and the volume of each. They can be readily routed to a pair of analog flavored filters. You also have modulation sources through the dual mode envelope LFOs and your standard ADSRs. There's also a dual LFO, which can be routed to a few destinations. It isn't fully modular, but it hits on the flexible points that make a modular system fun to work with. So I'll go ahead and pull it up real quick. So boom, here it is. This is the second page. I was kind of messing with it. I don't know anything about routing any of this stuff. So I know, you know, it's like a patch bay and you can route stuff to different places and different locations and so on and so forth. But I was just getting some gnarly sounding stuff. So ultimately I didn't want to, you know, play that on the channel because I didn't want to scare you all away. But there's a bunch of videos out on this. You can check out the videos and see if it's something that you like. The next story is also another freebie for you guys today. This one, I think this just came out a couple hours ago. I could be wrong, but I literally just saw some ads for it today, maybe like 2 hours ago. And I haven't really messed with it, but it's from Phil Spicer and it's called The Compressor. So when you open up the compressor, it's going to look like this. Again, I could be wrong. It might have been out for a little bit, but I know it's free for a limited time. This is basically an AI compressor. I haven't really messed with it very deeply, so I can't really fully explain everything that it does. I just know that it has two different compressor engines. So you have your regular compressor engine, and then you have a peak catcher. And this one is supposed to catch all the peaks that might pass through a compressor to kind of smooth it out, but it's only catching peaks. It's got this magic knob right here. And this magic knob basically will, you know, do AI on the compressor and give you a nice compression. So I just put it on the final track. Again, I have not messed with this, so I'm not going to be able to go through this in full detail. But this is what the track sounds like. All right, so with this, I already have it on the magic setting, so we're going to put yes. and we're gonna put it at -6 dB. Now, here's one thing that I wish about this compressor is I wish that you could actually change this a little more. So you only get -6 and -12. I wish you could just pick between every, you know, -7, -8, -9, or whatever the case is. But you do get to decide what you want to put it on, whether it's going to be drums, synthesizers, whatever. We'll just put it on drums for now, and then how you want your compression to be. We're going to make it aggressive right now, and then you're going to push start, and it's going to figure it out for you. So you can hear it work right there. Obviously, that doesn't sound the greatest because I just threw it on the whole track. I didn't compress a single sound or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to let you guys see how the magic works. With this though, you'll see how it did compress it. So you see how it's getting through on that threshold. I can change that threshold right here on the peak catcher. So you see how it caught some of those peaks right there, but if I turned it back up. So that's pretty nice that you have a second compressor on there to help you catch, you know what I'm saying, some of those peaks and stuff like that. You get control over here of like makeup gain, parallel, so you can blend parallel compression in with, you know, the regular signal. You've got sidechain, you've got the obvious attack and release over here, and then you've got your knee over here that you can use in your ratio, and then you have your threshold right here. You know, I would recommend checking this out because it's free. If you're not really the greatest at compression, this thing can kind of teach you how, you know, what you should be doing with compression, because you can look at what it's doing, and then you can apply this to whatever compressor it is that you're using. And the last story that I have for you guys today comes from Pittsburgh Modular. They just recently updated their Taiga synthesizer. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So I don't know if I guess I would call this an upgrade or if I would call this the next version. But originally the Taiga keyboard was just like a desktop keyboard. So they've added keys to it. But one of the nicest features that they add is they added a spot for Euro racks right here. So now you can add a Euro rack to this board and you can get some crazy tones and textures and stuff like that. As I just talked about, I don't know much about modulars here before, I still don't, but I did watch a very solid tutorial on this from Jorb. Jorb did a really good job explaining this. I think I watched it a couple of days ago. Very good channel, I recommend you checking that one out. But with this, like they say here, it's been a year since Pittsburgh Modular introduced the Taiga desktop synthesizer. It was an instant hit and received numerous plaudits. So it did definitely receive some good reviews. Everybody who tried it loved it. So not only did they add a keyboard, they've been able to make the interface larger and bigger. The UI design is still practical and pretty, but look what is in the panel to the right. As you see right here, it's a cover plate, but when you take it off, it's got 24 HP of Euro rack space. So that's solid for all the users of the synthesizer. Besides a fully modular keyboard synth, it is also a modular host for whatever modules you see fit to add. Very clever, like they say. I agree with them on this. The intro price of this is 1,359 euros. So, you know, if this is something that you're looking for, I'll definitely leave a link for this below in the description. But that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully I could help you guys out in the newscast. Hopefully I could help you out with one of the freebies, or, you know what I'm saying, breaking down the Spotify nonsense that the guy was speaking, all that good jazz. But make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe to that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn, hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
SumnSumnSumn, hit the keys.